welcome back to another episode of the YMB Pod. I'm your host, Crystal, with my lovely co-host,
Ariel.
and today we have a very special guest joining us. Kindly introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Kuku Bobby. Yeah, Crystal and Ariel's friend. We are actually in the same clan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are close.
Welcome, Kweku Brobe. We are very excited to have you here.
How happy are you to be here?
Oh, I'm honored. You know,
So we've actually missed you guys so much.
We
I
have.
don't know if you have missed us, but we have missed you extremely. We couldn't wait to be in these chairs in front of you once again. Now, in the last episode, we wanted to talk about certain segments with you guys that are going to be taking place on the
Yeah.
show. I don't really know if we had the chance to talk about it properly, but we have two major segments that are going to be taking place on the show. And the first one is the dilemma box, and the
Yes.
second one is the student entrepreneurship spotlight. Now I'm going to be explaining the dilemma box to you guys, and Crystal will take you through the student entrepreneurship spotlight. We will handle that before we get into the business of the day. Now, think of the dilemma box as your safe space, right? Where you can vent, talk about anything without anybody judging you. If you have something that you need another perspective on, you are afraid maybe your group of friends will judge you too harshly, because sometimes over familiarity breeds contempt. And so because your friend is too close to you, they may think that, oh, it's okay to say anything to you, and they may not necessarily be straight, right? Sometimes you need an unbiased opinion, and that is why we are here. And so, any problem you have, ranging from relationships to academics, family, finances, this is your safe space. And I think the sweet spot is the fact that it gets to be anonymous.
Yeah.
So, your identity is not shown, right? You
Which
just
is
come to us
nice.
with your issue, and we give you our opinion, our perspective. No judgments, is a safe space. And so that's what the dilemma box is. Now, if you follow us on our socials, we are going to be posting the links as time goes on, right? More like every day if we can. And so on our TikTok, on our Instagram, our WhatsApp community, if you've not joined our WhatsApp community, you should. The links are always there. On our Snapchat stories, you're going to find them there. And then you can drop your dilemmas any day you feel like. And then when we come into the studio, we are going to handle that for you. So yes, that's about it with the dilemma box. So Crystal, please tell us about the student entrepreneurship spotlight segment.
So, the Student Entrepreneurship Spotlight is basically going to be us featuring students, business owners, small business owners, large business owners. We're going to feature what you do, your products, your services, because we know that you are making it here. You're making it in this university. You're trying to make a living, and we want to be able to help with that. So we're going to feature your products, your services, anything you have to offer on the YMB pod. So that's basically like the gist of it. Yes.
So before we get into the business of the day, we are going to handle our very first dilemma. Yay! I'm so excited. And we will let our guests do us the honors of reading us today's dilemma so that we can get right into it. Yeah, I have it here. Give me a second. Okay, Robbie, please read us today's dilemma.
so I've been talking to this guy for over a month. We talk a lot, but he does not take initiative. He doesn't plan dates, doesn't give me little things like gifts and all that. Am I wrong for getting the ick?
Is she wrong for getting the ache? I know it's always ladies first, but since Brobe is our guest today, gentlemen first, what do you think? Your genuine, honest opinion.
So, so I feel like with this, everyone has standards.
Mm-hmm.
So before you take an initiative or before you do something, you know the kind of standards that you set for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if before you enter into a relationship or a talking stage, you set certain standards for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and as it's going on, you said over a month, it's over a month.
Yeah.
Over a month or a month should be enough for you to, like
Scan the
test the waters,
environment.
yeah, in a way, to be able to know
If this is
if this is
going
what
to
you
work
want
or
or
not.
so. If after a month you see that the kind of standards you set for yourself, you're not getting them, you have to leave.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to, or you don't need someone to come and tell you that these are your standards. So you don't understand. Like, as a human being, you know what you're looking for.
So your take is, if she's getting the ache, she should leave. She should end the talking stage.
Yes, because if it's like in 3 stages. The first one, you are getting the ache. Second one, the ache is increasing.
And then the ache turns into resentment.
It turns into resentment.
So now when they send
Just
you
hate
good
the
morning
person.
cry,
Exactly.
Like,
And after, you start blaming everyone for your problems.
Yeah.
That's the last one. Not only the, when your brain starts, the last one, when you start blaming everybody around you for your problems. When I didn't say anything inside the relationship. So when you get the ache,
just go.
run away.
That's
There's no go,
okay.
run away.
Okay, run.
Exactly.
Flee.
yes.
Okay, Krista, what do you think?
I think it's not as straightforward as, just leave.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Because this is somebody who they've been talking to for over a month. I don't think anybody will talk to someone for that long if they don't have some
Interest
form of interest in
or
the
connection.
person, connection, attraction. I'm sure all of that is there. And then maybe the ick is just something like really tiny. So I think it's not something you can just say, oh, I'm leaving. Just like that, I'm leaving. He's not doing all of this for me. I'm leaving. Because especially like as girls, we have this thing where it's like it's in our heads.
Unspoken rules.
We don't say it exactly. We don't say it out there. Okay, so I'm giving him 1 month. If he doesn't like plan a date or do something, then I'll leave. But then that 1 month,
invisible timelines.
exactly. In that 1 month, you're still like being in your feels. You're still feeling things for him. So as you are giving him the time, you're giving him a deadline. Your heart is still growing fonder. You're still thinking, oh, I really like this guy. I really hope that he this 1 month. The 1 month comes, you're like, let me push it back, kakra, because like I really enjoy talking to him. But it's not talking.
And now you start blurring your own lines.
It's not talking that you used to marry you. Like you can talk, talking there. All of us we talk, but then you as the dilemma, you said you have like this is something you want. This is you don't only want to talk. You want a date. You want gifts. You want the little things. So just leaving like that, I know that it won't work for you. So my own is don't leave just yet. Like I feel like talk it out.
Well, I think there are two angles to this. I respect everything that you people have said. The standards are there. I mean, but people are not that straightforward, right? And so, and before you get into a talking stage with, for instance, before maybe Crystal and Brobe will get into a talking stage, Brobe might have already experienced me as a partner, right? And so the experiences are different. Somebody, for instance, is not going to care about all of these things. Some people will say high maintenance, low maintenance, right? Some people are made of low expectations naturally, and it's not because they do not have standards. They are just different people. And then there's you that you want dates, you want little gifts, you want to be giving without having to ask. But then the whole point of a talking stage is to let your partner or to let the person who can potentially be your partner know that this is how I like to be treated in a relationship. I like little dates. I like little gifts. I like to be done for without always having to ask. That's the point. And if the person can meet you there, great. You know you are in alignment. And if they can't, then you know that it's a different thing altogether and you'd have to go your separate ways. So I'm going to say that, have you spoken to him about it? Have you told him that, oh, I like little dates. I like little gifts. I like, you said little gifts and all that. So whatever your all that involves or contains, I like the all that. Have you spoken to him about it? If you've spoken to him about it and he has not moved to meet you halfway, then you know that it's not something that is going to work out. But if you have spoken to him about it, and if you have not spoken to him about it, you can't just say that, oh, I'm ending it there, or like Brobe said, leave, I'm leaving. It doesn't really work like that, because the most perfect person still needs to be taught, right? We are different people. Sometimes you need to teach somebody how to love you. That's why we have love languages and all of that, right? And even in relationships, sometimes you need to ask your partner, am I still meeting up the par? You know, so that things don't get a bit slow. So constant communication is very important. You can't take somebody out of the box without like having told them first. And those invisible timelines, TikTok is going to tell you it's a great thing. It's going to help you maintain your standards. But I feel like at the end of the day, you are worrying yourself or you are hurting yourself because somebody is writing a test they didn't even know they are writing. Like, I'm giving him 1 month. if he doesn't do A, B, C, D, in his head is a normal day. Like
exactly.
nothing is happening. But if you had said something, if you had communicated, maybe you would have gotten what you wanted. Closed mouths do not get fed. And I really do believe that the people or the women that are most happiest in their relationships are the ones who say, this is how I like to be treated.
Exactly.
And then they are treated like that.
Exactly.
Most of the problems that we experience is because we do not have enough conversations. We do not speak up enough, right? It's nice to be done for without having to ask.
Yeah.
But you also have to ask. Even though we wouldn't go to God in prayer because God already knows everything that's in our
Exactly.
hearts. So I feel like have a conversation. If you have a conversation and he doesn't take the initiative, that's a different thing. But if you haven't had a conversation, you don't really expect him to just know, right? So yeah, that's my take on the issue. Yeah. On today's episode, we are talking about something that is, I personally think, is a serious issue that unfortunately is being trivialized in the country. And I think that it's being trivialized not because it's not an issue, but it's because we are getting too comfortable with how situations are.
Yeah.
Or it's like, this is how it is. So, yeah.
It is what it is.
Now, when you are growing up, they tell you that the path to success looks like go to school, have a nice job, have a family of your own, a nice home, a nice car, carry the family that once carried you. But recent times, as we have evolved naturally, would show you that it's not as easy to have those things or to make those things possible like they say. And that is what we are coming to talk about today. So, Crystal, would you do us honors of telling us what today's topic is?
So today's topic is how far with the Ghanaian youth.
Mm-hmm.
It's on theme with our how far season segment.
Yes.
thing. And the topic, the main thing we are looking at right now is Ghana giving young people a fair chance to succeed with the systems put in place? So we are looking at every single system that Ghana has put in place that we are all experiencing as the Ghanaian youth, and we are looking at the measure of success and whether these systems are helping us achieve those measures of success. So we are looking at having a nice house, having a car, making mama proud. All of these things.
Financial freedom.
Exactly. Is Ghana giving us the chance? Is it even giving us the leeway to be able to do these things, to be able to acquire these things, to be able to even see these things come to fruition? So that's what the topic is about today.
Yes. Now, Brobe, what do you think? As we have evolved in this country, let's first look at it from an aspect of, we said success looks like what? A nice house, a nice car, but it starts from somewhere, right? The first aspect is the education that you have received.
Exactly.
And then it moves to the financial part of it.
Yeah.
I think financial freedom is good application of knowledge.
Yeah.
How you are able to use the knowledge that you gain to solve problems is going to make you money.
Exactly.
The number of problems you can solve will determine how much money you can make. Now, I am saying that when it comes to the educational aspect, have we been given enough opportunities to apply the knowledge that we gain? Right? And then when you come out of the educational aspect, is it easy to make it in what we term as success? What do you think?
So I feel like our education system has made us limited in a way, because if let me use our generation when we're growing up, like, excuse my language, we learned a lot of unnecessary things, things that we're not going to use for anything. Do you understand? Some of the things that were not in line with the kind of work we're going to do. So in a way, it limited us to, like, acquire knowledge beyond what you want to know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And in a way, it's limited us because, you see, outside the country, you can be a student, like in university, and like you can do some small work. Like it's not that it's not there right now, but like as compared to Ghana, when my friend was in US and he was in senior high school, he was working.
Yeah.
And then he was still going to school. But then the avenue has not been created like that for us here to be able to, to be able to do this. Because me, I was in a boarding school.
Yeah.
Where am I going to
Exactly.
work? Do you understand? But over there, like there are structures that have been put in place. So you are working, and and then you are making money for yourself. My friend bought a car when he was when I was HST. He had bought a car because he was working. You understand? So yeah, I feel like in a way, I don't know. In a way,
we are being too restricted.
Yes, it helped us because some values and things. But
But like when you step into the real world, that's not necessarily what you need. Exactly. And even the high school part is great, but let's even consider university. High school, we can say that you are still a teenager, you are still figuring some things out. So let's use university. When, like he was saying, abroad, as you are in school, you can be working. So even if you come out of the four walls of your institution and you don't immediately get a job, you have at least some expertise, right? And then you have some money saved up to start up something for yourself. The 2 to 3 work years experience that some companies require before they hire you, you will already have that. And so it makes it easier for you to transition from the university life into the graduate life or the adult life or the real world. But here it's not like that. Right? Here we are very restricted. Whilst you are in school, it's school that you know. And so when you go into the real world, even things like internships, takes who you know before you be able to get like a good company to find yourself in. If not, it makes it difficult for you to situate yourself properly. And so here, these are the kind of systems that we are talking about. They make it difficult. They make it really, really difficult. And now let's talk about salary, right? If you are, and the reason why this is a very important thing that we need to put more emphasis on or throw more light on is the fact that when you look at recent statistics, the Ghanaian population between the ages of, is it 18 to 35? Yes, they make about 38% of the whole entire population. And they will tell you that that is the single largest population in the country. And we are being told that, like I said earlier, we are being told that we are the future leaders. And so if we are the future leaders, these systems that are put in place, are they making the future promising for tomorrow? Because the people that are in power now, the people that are in positions now taking care of what Ghana is, they are not going to be there forever. They are going to go, and it's we that we are supposed to take over. But what is the future looking like for us based on these systems that are being put in place? Let's look at entry level salary, for instance. What is an average?
So on average, I think it's like 3K a month. That's around 3K a month. So 3 times 12, 48K, 50K a year.
50K annually, right? And let's break it down. If you are earning 50,000, not even 50,000, let's do it monthly. If you are earning 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, what are some of the realistic expenses that we have?
3,000. Let's make it clear. 3,500 Ghana cedis a month.
No, let's use a round figure like 3,000.
Yeah, just because people earn
this mostly applies to government institutions.
And even that one, it's you even have to be like a graduate. And we are speaking based on the reality that we know, because like we are university students. And so when you transition from university into the real world and you are even lucky to get employed, this is, let's say, the average salary that you are earning. It could even be lower, to be honest.
From working in a government institution, you are fortunate enough to be placed in a private institution. Not just private institutions,
some may hopefully pay more, some pay less.
Some may pay close to what a government institution is paying you, or some may pay way more than a government institution is paying you. So the 3,000 is, for me, from what I know and what I've researched, 3,000 is mostly for those working in government institutions. The private institutions have a bit of a leverage, not too much, but slight leverage over the money the government institutions are.
And so, if that is the average expense, you have things like
rent, because you're done from school. You're not going to be staying with your parents forever. Do you get it? Your parents might want you to stay with them, but then you are growing. You need your own space.
We are talking realistic adult life.
Honestly, you are not going to expect your parents to take care of you, pay your rent, pay your electricity bills, pay your water bills, because those are bills that we are going to have to meet in the real
You need
world.
it to sustain your life. It's a survival
right now. So it's everything is basically being catered for.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes to transport to work, especially when I was doing my internship from Spintex to is it Accra, it was hectic. Not only was it hectic, but it's very expensive to do that how many days
5
a week?
days
5
a
days a week, a whole month. That's around, let's say you can spend like, if you're taking Trusky, that's when it will be a bit cheaper. But if you're taking like, let's say a Bolt or an Uber,
if you're doing Uber, it could even cost you close to 1,000 Ghana cedis a week,
yes.
depending on the traffic.
Exactly, and traffic is hectic.
It's
at that
crazy.
side.
It's crazy.
So that's rent, transportation, your living expenses. You need to feed, you need to eat, you need to obviously miscellaneous. There are going to be some like extra
emergencies,
charges, maybe going to the hospital, doing this.
And you need to have savings. That's what
exactly.
they say.
So at the end of the day, if you are groceries, you can't tell me that your groceries will be 500 cedis.
It's not even realistic.
As in this Ghana, no way. It's going to be like, let's say 1K, 2K. Already you have 3K. You've had the 3K plus your transportation, but you're supposed to save. So let's say you've saved 500 cedis. That's out of the whole month. You've saved 500 cedis. This thing like this, it will show you that the Ghanaian system is not helping us. The economy, cost of living is crazy.
Extremely high.
And honestly, because of this, I don't blame people. How do I even say it? It's like, I'm not surprised that somebody is doing birthday shout-outs for 900 cedis. I'm not, like, it's honestly not surprising because this is somebody...
You have to find every way to make money.
You are trying to make
and
money.
And you have to respect... You have to
Today is
respect
your
other
birthday.
people's hustle. I remember when Kali started this thing on Twitter, people were like, what are you doing? Blah.
I'm like,
The economy, you have to find any way to make money,
like,
right?
I'm not surprised at all that he's...
Samuel always says creatives are hungry.
Exactly.
That is what Samuel
Our
says.
editor.
Our editor will tell you creatives are hungry. And it's not even creatives alone. Like, everybody is in a state of I need more, because what we have is not sustaining
Exactly.
us. Now, don't forget the picture that we painted you. We said that success for the young person looks like financial freedom, where you're not always moving money around, scrambling, trying to find where your next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
It looks like a stable home, a nice house, a nice car. Now, if you have 3,000 Ghana cedis, we've done the breakdown for you. Groceries alone is costing between 1K to 1.5K. How much does that leave you? And if you come from a less fortunate home where they poured everything into you to take you to school, thinking that you would be the one to come and carry the family. Once you get that salary income, you have to send something home. How much? Some people do not even get the opportunity to save.
Yeah.
Some people do not get the opportunity to save.
Yeah.
And then you talk about entrepreneurship. Okay, start your own business, start something on the side. That also comes with these realities that we are not talking about enough. You go to the banks for loans, and the loans are extremely high. I was watching this interview on TikTok by Kafui Day, who was interviewing the owner of the ANC mall. And the man said that at the time that he wanted to start the mall, he wasn't getting loans from Ghana. It took him a decade to be able to put up the mall. Mind you, ANC is going to, or currently, let's say it gives employment close to 200 people.
Yeah.
We are talking security people, cleaners, people behind the cashiers, managers, different stores. So you can imagine the kind of employment it gives people. And it took him close to a decade to be able to sustain or put up such an establishment, because Ghanaian banks were giving him loans, and the percentages through the roof.
40%.
Yes, close to 40%. And so he had to sell his assets outside the country to be able to fund such a project. What about you and I that we have no collateral? We have no assets outside the country. Maybe the most expensive thing you own is maybe your phone or your iPad. And there's no embarrassment in that because you're a young person trying to start life. So maybe that's the most expensive thing you own. How do you get the money that you need to maybe set up something for yourself and earn something from it? Somebody in the comment section was saying that he went from a loan from the bank to run his business, and he pays close to 50% interest annually. And another person replied and said, now you are working for the bank.
At this point.
And he wasn't kidding, because how much money are you going to make from your enterprise and pay a bank 50%? Even outside the country, it's not like that.
No, it's not at
When
all.
you check IMF and World Bank statistics, I know they give loans to like governments and everything, but even then, their loans range between like 0 to 8%.
Like,
And that's
Majority
the
is
highest that it goes.
capping at
If we-
2.5%.
Yes, if we are to do like deeper research and go into banks.
Yeah.
So why is it that the country that we are trying to make it for ourselves, these are the systems put in place limiting us, right? Limiting us from doing so many things.
Yeah,
It's insane
it's crazy.
and it's unhelpful. And we need to talk about it because if, like I keep saying, we are meant to be tomorrow's future leaders, what does that future look like for us? And I think that, what do you people think? But I think that it's not being talked about enough because the people that it affects the most, which is us, the people in university. University sells you a dream that if you are not careful, you will succumb into it until it's too late. You are already out there and then the reality is hitting you in the
Yeah.
face. And I think that over the past couple of years, a lot of people are doing well by realizing how serious it is.
Yeah.
And so they are trying to do things for themselves.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always look the same. Some people are starting businesses. Some people are doing other courses to, add on to their degree so that they can get like higher paying jobs. Some people are learning skills, online skills, tech skills. But it's a lot.
It is.
Because do you think that if you're a student in university, you are protected by the four walls of the institution, and so you realize too late what the realities outside are? What is your take on that?
So I feel like you being in a university doesn't necessarily protect you. You being in a university broadens your scope rather on life outside the university. The university doesn't protect you. The university, in actual sense, opens your eye.
It gives you like a level of exposure.
Yes, it gives you a level of exposure. It gives you like a pictorial
view
of what you should expect outside. Because you are in class with someone who is way older than you. And the person has seen life more than you. So I feel like the university is even an avenue for you to like start planning your life.
But when you look around you, do you think that majority of us are utilizing that exposure to its maximum potential?
Majority of us are still buying the dream that was being sold to us when we were little. That immediately you enter in university and you get a degree, your life is short.
It automatically sets you up for success.
Yes. Majority of us are still buying into the dream.
What makes you say that?
Because, some people have put it in their heads that, there's a large number of students out there who have it in the back of their minds that it's not only the degree that is going to get me somewhere. Sorry, do you understand? Some do have it in their minds that if I don't get this degree, I'm not going to make it in life. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it depends on what you are going to pick from the various people you connect and the various experiences you need. Me personally, as I'm sitting here, I know that I might get a degree because of certain things I've seen. Me personally, I must get the degree. It's very nice, beautiful. I've graduated school and I have a degree. But I know that
the degree doesn't get you through the door.
The kind station this country finds itself in, the kind station I find myself in, the degree might not get me where I ambition to go to. You understand? So I have to, do something. Because right now, as a proper Ghanaian student, if you don't have someone somewhere who has set a position aside for you, trust me. Because I've seen people with first class degrees. I've held a first class degree because I used to work at the port. I've held a first class degree. The person is carrying rice, and I'm not even joking. It's the reality. The person is carrying rice. Do you understand? So the university does not protect you.
Yeah,
it does not.
And
it just helps you. It just helps you envision what you are going to see in the future. It does not protect you at all. It does not protect
Crystal,
you
what do you
at
also
all.
think?
I think I agree with him that the university doesn't protect you, but then he said something about majority of us not still being sold the dream that we had, or still holding
buying
on to
into
that
the dream
about when I finish school then I'm going to get a job. I don't think that's the case. I think that in as much as we are all in this university, we are all seeing different perspectives, we are all seeing different people. I'm in this class and I'm with somebody who is holding an iPhone 17 Pro Max. And who bought it for him? His daddy, right? And this person that I'm in the class with, who is his daddy? His daddy is a politician, right? Right now, it's more of like, instead of us looking for that streamline of when I'm done with school, I'm going to get an honest job. Right now, that's not what we are doing anymore. We've seen that that's not what it's like. That's not the path. That's not. It's what it's being told to us, but that's not the actual path, right? So right now, what I've seen majority of the youth doing is trying to get a piece of the national cake. That's why now in university, it's not even about learning anymore. It's about making connections.
It's about networking.
It's about networking. That's what we do now. Because in as much as we are seeing that, oh, I've come to university to get the degree, I see that this degree, if my friend's daddy is working at this place, he's the CEO of this place, I don't even need the degree. He will just be like, oh, bring your CV, let me get you some position over here. Oh, come here, let me just do something small for you. That's what we see now. So even in as much as we are learning, in as much as we are in this university and we are battling to get our degree, we've all seen that this degree thing, majority of the time, it's not the straight path that we were sold. We are trying to get our hands on something. We are trying to get the connections. So that's what the university has opened my eyes to. The fact that we are not all equal, in the sense that the opportunities that we will have after university are not the same. If somebody has come to university, their mother's last money. That's what they've used to come to this university. And as they've come, they don't know where they are going next. All they know is that they've come to university. They've come.
And they are hoping that coming to university would be enough.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, it isn't.
Exactly. So it's not protecting us. It's opening our eyes. It's sharpening our eyes, exposing us to the real world early, before we even step out. We are already seeing it, because we are seeing our mates with cars, and we are like, hey, how did they get the car? Me, if we are to step, I'll have a car. Amen. But if someone is to step outside of this university right now, they'll still be taking churches. How are they going to get the car? How are they going to get the money to get the car? What is their degree going to do for them? All of this thing, this is what the university is exposing to us, right? But at the end of the day, we are still trying. We've seen that this is what the university is doing to us, and then we want an alternative path to just using the degree. We are using the national key.
Please, the fact that we are saying that this thing doesn't mean that no learn and get to the degree.
Nobody's even saying that.
Yeah, we all know that after here, there might some people after here they don't get. So they don't know where they are going. But that does not mean that you don't know where you are going to. So you say you've given up, you won't learn, or you.
Please.
Nah. They're different. It's just different opinions with different takes.
Get your degree. It's just beautiful. That you've graduated with an upper.
Well, when you say it's just beautiful, you make it sound like the degree is some form of decoration.
It's not decoration, but there's some self-fulfillment.
The thing is that a degree is a requirement.
That is the whole point. Some people will tell you that school is not important or blah blah blah, and I always say that the world in which we find ourselves now is two sides of the coin. You can't be doing one thing alone. You need the degree, and then you need to put yourself in a space where the degree will be useful to you.
Exactly.
That is the whole point. You can't go to school alone, and then you also cannot fight to make it alone. You need both. You need to merge both, because you're saying, somebody will say that if my friend's father is the CEO of this company, I don't even need a degree anymore. Bring your CV. But what will you put on the CV?
Exactly.
When he gives you the position, what are you going to do with the position? And for somebody to trust your credibility and say that you Crystal are going to be able to do the job that I give you, it depends on where did you school? What level of the educational ladder did you reach? That is what is going to determine if you can do more or not. And my mom always says that to even get promotion in companies now, you have to extend your education. Because if you're an undergrad, you need a master's. Somebody with a master's obviously is going to be promoted to a position that you with an undergrad is not going to go. And that is the reality. So you can't box yourself into one space. I feel like the smartness here is knowing how to merge both for yourself.
Exactly.
But it doesn't lie there alone. You can merge both. My whole point here is that you can merge both.
Yeah.
But if the systems around you do not make it easy for you, there's only so far you can go. Because we are saying that our case study here is a 3,000 Ghana cedi salary. Our case study here is what success looks like. We've painted the picture for you. Financial freedom, don't forget, a nice house, a nice car. How much does a plot of land in Ghana cost on an average? Research that we did before this show shows that it costs a plot, just a single plot, costs annually 50,000 Ghana cedis. And 3,000 Ghana cedis monthly is the annual 50,000 Ghana cedis. When we did a salary breakdown for you, you realize that if you are not careful, you not even have much to save.
You even owe.
And lands, people are selling lands in Ghana in dollars. And even if you get some to save, by the time you convert that cedis to dollars, the amount has drastically reduced. Why are we living in a country where people think it's okay to be selling such essential things in another man's denomination currency? I saw an ad for an apartment in Chado, and it's starting, keyword, it is starting at $600,000.
An apartment.
An apartment, not a house.
You are not owning it.
You are not. It is starting at. How much of your life can you work to earn $600,000? When we did the breakdown for you, and you are so, and if you want to should I say, earn more, that means you have to school more. Schooling more requires more money. Masters is crazy expensive. Yeah. Master school fees is not a joke. It's thousands and thousands and thousands. So these are the systems put in place, right? Yeah. There's only so much, and you would be surprised why people want to leave the country. You'd be surprised why people want to leave the country. There's so much brain drain. So you go to a hospital, and then the doctors to patient ratio is very low. It's like 1 to 500. That's an extreme. But it's like one. Maybe if you have one doctor, you have 10 patients waiting for that doctor. And so you have people with critical issues sitting in lines. And these are all the little things that contribute to the issue. Yeah. But now we've spoken about the systems. Let's talk about our Ghanaian attitudes. Let's talk about our Ghanaian attitudes. Do you think they are helping us?
I do not think the Ghanaian.
Because you said something about if you are going, you per research, if you are going to buy a plot of land, they look at the type of job you have.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
The purpose of the land, like what you want to do with the land, like all of this. So if you're building a hospital, they will use that to like price the land for you. If you're building a school, if you are using like let's say a private business, and then what you do, your income.
Your
how
income
much
level.
You are getting. That's what they also use to like determine whether like how much the land should be sold to you for. So yeah, that's what.
So a picture explanation. Let's say that this is the plot of land we all want to buy, the three of us. Sorry. Let's say you are earning 10,000 Ghana cedis. Brobe is earning, let's say, 5,000 Ghana cedis. And let's say I'm earning 2,000 Ghana cedis. And this is the plot of land we want to buy. Now, per what she's saying, when you go to say, okay, I want to buy this land, and somebody is supposed to come and look at the land for you and give you an estimate.
Valuation.
The land is the same plot of land, but it's not going to cost the same for all of us. Yeah. Depending on our income level. It's not going to cost the same for all of us, depending on what we want to use it for. Perhaps if you want to build a hospital, it will cost more, which is ridiculous. Because that same hospital is going to care for patients, is going to house doctors, is going to employ people. Even if it's somebody that is just simply cleaning the place, is giving employment. But you realize the kind of attitudes that are fostering. So it's like we are trying to get rid of the issue, but we are also feeding into the issue. And where is that taking us?
Nowhere, honestly. It's I feel like honestly it's embedded in the Ghanaian culture. That's what as Ghanaians we do. We are, I don't want to say greedy because I'm a Ghanaian, I can't say that. But then we only see ourselves and we see what something can benefit us. We do not see what we can do for others. We do not see what we can do for people. And for example, this whole 2 to 3 years like experience thing you need. The older generation does not trust the younger generation. No matter what, they won't. they won't, like, they are not going to put something in a younger person's hands and say that, oh, I'm trusting you with this thing. As human beings, we are going to make mistakes. We are bound to make mistakes. But the older generation will not put something into a younger person's hands or the younger generation's hands to say, oh, take this, see how it goes, do this, gain the experience from it, learn from it. You're not going to do that. And then because of that, we do not have any experience. And when we don't have any experience, when we are looking for a job, you need experience. So it becomes a paradox. I need experience to do something. You are not giving me the experience. You tell me that I need to go and get experience. It becomes a circular something.
And I understand what Crystal is saying, because you'd realize that we are not being given enough grace as young people in this country.
Exactly.
Before certain people, obviously we have evolved. Education has gotten sharper. We have so many things that are available to us that wasn't available to our mothers in time past. But what they had was grace. People took chances on them.
Exactly.
It is very rare for somebody to take chance on a young person these days. It's like everything is a power struggle.
Exactly.
Right? We learned, we are doing this course, management and organizational behavior. And then they'll tell you that in an organization, the older people have this notion of the younger people that they are lazy, they don't want to try, they want things the easy way, but they have failed to understand how the younger people operate. Generations have moved. Obviously, our parents' generation is different from our generation. How they operated is different from how we are operating. And so you're not going to get things the same. The reason why there's so much power struggle is because we are failing to be understood and we are failing to meet each other halfway. That is where majority of the issue stems from. And so I understand where Crystal is coming from. Do you understand? It's more about grace and the fact that we aren't being given enough grace. Yet we are supposed to be tomorrow's future leaders, tomorrow's visionaries.
Exactly.
And what is being put in place for us to make sure that that tomorrow is promising for all of us. So yes, this is an issue that unfortunately has been trivialized. And I feel like this is how the system is. So everybody is just like, well, it is what it is. And we are trying to make of the situation. Now, off camera, we're talking about something very interesting. Crystal had a very interesting take about how systems do not necessarily change. And so this whole conversation is not fighting for the systems to change, but how we can be the change in the system. Because we were talking about attitudes, right? And how we feed into more of what the problem is. And so can you highlight on that for us?
So basically what I was saying was that this system and every other system doesn't really change, because we are born into the system. Our fathers were born into the system. Our fathers' fathers were born into the system. Just that it favored them at a certain point in their lives. But then just as systems don't really evolve, people do evolve. So we have the patriarchal system. It's stuck like that. Whether we like it or not, it is. Now, the system we are talking about currently is capitalism, and how the system isn't made to be fair. Capitalism isn't about being fair. It's about making profits. It's about being efficient and then making sure that whatever you are doing, you are gaining something from it. And that's what every government wants. That's what every country wants. So it's not about whether you are not getting enough chances to shine, you're not getting enough this thing. What the government wants is that whatever will bring them money will bring them money. So the politicians who bring them money will bring them money. Wherever they get their money from, that's not their problem. As long as you're getting the money. So if you are going to charge people extra just so you bring the money back to the government, that's what's going to happen. So for this, we can't say we are going to change that system, because that's what we've lived, that's what is being lived, and that's what will continue to be lived. So instead of us trying to change the system, we should rather be the change in the system. Do you get it? So that's what I think we should talk about this some other time.
How to be the change in the Ghanaian system,
because that's basically what it is about. That's what we as the Ghanaian youth, we have to look at. And I think we are doing that, but we have
to some pedigree.
Exactly, to some extent, but we have to know how exactly we should go about that. So I think we'll talk about that on another episode.
What do you think?
So she has said everything, but I also want to see that whilst you are trying to be the change in the system, you also have to remember that you don't succumb to the same system you are trying to fight.
you are trying to be the change in the system.
Exactly.
So don't, fall victim to the system you are trying to change.
Yeah.
If you are trying to change the system, you identify the flaws of the system you are trying to change, or you identify what you want to change in the system.
Yeah.
And make sure that whilst you are on your quest to change that system, you also don't mix the whole system you went, because
that's very important.
Because if now you mix what you are trying to change, I'm trying to
You've
change
lost the
something.
plot.
He's making such an excellent point.
You've lost the plot, like you've lost the whole plot.
Exactly.
And then you go back. And
You become a part.
What is very funny about this thing is, you are trying to change the system, I join the system. Now you come back and complain when you
exactly.
So when you are trying to change the system, just make sure like it's a plea, because everyone is suffering.
Exactly.
And it's very easy to
miss the plot.
It's very easy to be the change to not be the change you want to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if once you get to know what the system entails, you will love it.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
You
That's
will love
thing.
what the system entails.
Capitalism.
Like, you will love what runs through the system. So you even trying to make some alterations to the system, you'll be like,
you wouldn't want to do it.
Like,
if I change it won't
benefit
so
me.
Yeah. And then later, if it doesn't work for you, you come back and start me, Charlie, it's more that will have times come and listen to you. If I know they are trying to change the system, but later I went in the system and then the backfires, Charlie, don't go and complain.
Because I feel like what Brobe is saying aligns perfectly with what we're talking about in class the other time, about the CDD publishing of how it takes between $100 million to $200 million to become president in Ghana. If it takes, and when we did the calculation, you realize that even the president is not paid in his tenure of office to make back that much amount of money. So it's like an investment. Nobody will invest 5 billion to make back 50 cedis or 500 cedis. And so you have to go through the back door to make your money back. And the back door is the system. And you are saying that you want to beat the system, or you want to change the system. And then you find yourself at the back door, right? So how do you not find yourself at the back door? That is literally what Robe is trying to talk about. I don't know if it makes very much sense, but we will talk more extensively about it in another episode, because this is an issue that we can't all cramp into one episode.
Yeah.
And so it's been a very engaging discussion.
It has.
We've spoken about a lot, and we do hope that we've been able to paint a picture of urgency to you, that you sit down and think about it. We want you to sit down and think about it and see that there is something really wrong here. There is something really at stake here, because why is it that in other parts of the world it's easy, and here it's so hard, so extremely hard, that you can be doing all that you can and still yet be at the back door or be behind because of like the kind of environment and the kind of things we find ourselves in. And we can't put all the blame on one thing. It's different factors that contribute to it. And majority of it, believe it or not, lies in the attitude of Ghanaians. And that is where the whole issue is. And that is why we said that you have to be the change in the system, because it starts from you and I, our attitudes towards each other, right? We all want we want to succeed more than the other person. So even if it means beating the other person down, we don't mind it. And that is where things have to change. And so we will talk about this more in another episode, but I think it has been a very engaging episode. Thank you so much, Brobe, for joining us on today's episode and for bringing us such insight, intellect, and making this.
I've got my last wisdom over Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It was such an honor.
But from what you said, I hope that whatever you said,
yes,
it doesn't fall on anyone's ears. If you don't hear anything, what you keep ringing in your head is try and be the change in the system.
Exactly. And then on another episode, we'll dive deeper into that. And so thank you so much for watching. Crystal, do you want to say something before we roll out?
Oh, I have nothing to say except to like, subscribe, comment, and make sure to share.
And follow us on all our socials if you haven't. This was the YMB Pod, and we will see you next week. Bye.